sign, please. So we're back now. We've got some battery in the phone, and we're just going to do the first of the disc drills. This is Horsch Avatar plot. Here's the Bayer field view screen with all the other data on. We'll go back to that in a minute. So for those of you who haven't been following this is the direct drilling day we had with 10 different drills running in the same field on April the 6th. The conditions were very, very wet, so challenging. In hindsight, or in reality, if it was a farm situation and it's our own crop, we maybe wouldn't have drilled. You'd have waited a day or two, but we've got all the drills here, all the manufactured here. We had nearly 300 farmers come to it, so we had to carry on with it. But got some interesting data and stuff throughout all the growing season. And this is, at the minute, the yield data instant is 5.8, 5.9, so not a lot different to some of the others. 6.4. And when you look down behind the header at the stubble, it's an interesting sign. Stubble is really good there, quite consistent. Some of the other plots we've seen, the stubble has not been, it's been a bit thin. But I'll go back over all these in daylight next day or two and go through all the results and everything. But yeah, the stubble, that is an interesting one. Hello, Barry. We've also got our New Holland screen there with a bit of data on and yield on. Hopefully look at that. And then of course we've got here now with 5.2 tonne a hectare, 4.8. So the screen here, this is where we are live in the middle of the field there. Just to sort of clarify this, colours, there's the scale at the side. So the greens and the yellows are the better yields, and the oranges and the reds are the poorer yields. And the two at the bottom of the screen there are the Simba ones. They're what we did, if you remember, the first one we did was after about 6 days after, probably. There's a partridge just flown out inside the front of the header. Days after the drilling event, and we did it through with the Simba Elita to loosen the compaction that the drills and everybody had running up and down. So the bottom of the screen, the yellow ones, are the Simba ones. You can see we've got a bit more yellow in that one now in the Horsch plot than we have in the red one below it, which is the Sumo. Looking at that, looks quite good there. A few little holes, but quite consistent. Stubble again down there is looking good. Jeff Farmer 7930, there's your shout out wherever you are. That's it, that's another plot done. No, Simon, do we have to keep the trials separate? What we're doing, the trailers are just putting this trial, we've got a trailer coming now, just putting each plot in the trailer. We're then heading back to the farm about a mile away to weigh it, and then the tearing off as well, so we've got exact weight from the plot, but then we're getting samples from each plot as well to have it analysed. Pleasure, Jeff. To have it analysed, so that's what we're doing. Here's our fast track just coming alongside. There's Tom. You can see the dust, it's still very, very dry. I think it's below 11%, I think it was 10%, I think, when we started. So this will be weighed, 2 sample bags taken out, and then we'll send all the sample bags, Agri collect them, and they'll all go and be analysed for everything you can possibly think of. And then we're going to have a real sit down and a head scratcher looking at all the data we've got, because we've got some tissue results, we've got root mass results, and establishment percentages results, and obviously this yield data, which is the really good one. But that's fascinating. There you can see straight away you've got yellow in that one. Ruben's just put that pin on so that we know what that one is. So you've got some yellow and orange there, and the one below it is all red. So for those of you watching at the minute, apologise for the vibration. We haven't got suspended tracks on the combine, and it's very, very rough and hard and dry here.
That's the horse shaft. That's up.
Hello, Leighton. Have you missed the fish and chips? No, I'm afraid we haven't got any tonight. So we're going to have a big celebration and a big feed and a few beers at the when we get finished all the beans. We've got oats after this and then beans after this. So hopefully sometime this weekend, but you just never know with this combine. So we're getting there, but. Yeah, so we're getting there, just making sure I'm missing in the comments. So that's how we're going to do with all the data. Lots of information to sort of put together. I've already had some manufacturers wanting to come and see us afterwards and get all the data and see how they can work with us, which I'm not quite sure what that is yet, but we shall see. Yeah, it is a brilliant night to be combining doing these. It's dry at the minute, and I must say I've never combined barley, I don't think, once the sun goes down, because normally it's too damp and it just pushes up. So I've never ever combined barley when it's like this, but it's been 30 degrees again today, and I don't know about everybody else, but I've about had enough of this heat. It's just relentless. So I'm glad we don't have it every summer. It's nice combining dry, and it's nice not having to dry anything, but the heat is. We've got the next plot here just lining up. This is the next disc drill, and this is the Horizon. There. Are all subscribers invited to the post-harvest feast? If you want to come and buy me a steak at a pub, you're welcome. Just getting out now to just move a trial plot, sorry, a peg. So it really is, the conditions at the minute, it is so dry. You can see the barley just waving about there. Very dry, never known in conditions like this, so just stay like this for a couple of days. But yeah, so here we go, it's a rice plot. But yeah, I have had enough of this hot weather. It's all right when you're in an air-conditioned cab all the time, but at harvest time I'm not, because I'm normally in the sheds pushing up and dealing with all the grain coming in the yard and things, and I drive the combine odd times, meal times and things, but that's it. But yeah, so there we've got Michael there on his class, who's come to help us. Getting on really well. He's mopping up the areas that we're leaving, so all the little bits we're leaving he's mopping up, and because we're having to wait for trailers to come, that's working out really well, because we're just keeping in front of him. So I'm just going to put these posts and the signs here in the middle of the combine, underneath here, underneath there, and that way Michael won't run over them. Having a cold glass of Thatcher's. That does sound very nice. Thanks for that. I could just do with one myself at the minute. I'm really, really thirsty. But we haven't got many more to go. Just looking down the field. Ruben's getting ready. Get back on. We've got all the pins in here for the plot, so Ruben just puts a pin in so we know where we are. Don't forget, this is now the Horizon Caroline, is that us finished? No, it's not. We've got oats to do as well, about 40 odd hectares, a bit more of oats, and then we've got some beans after that, so we've still got a couple of days left yet. But for those of you who are new to this, we've had a lot of trouble with this combine the last few days. Yeah, thank you, I can see that message. Yeah, having a lot of bother the last few days with electrics on the straw chopper, but we've managed to go now sort of a day and a half without, and it's just been tearing Ruben's hair out and everybody else when you can't get on. Must say though, Ryan at Russell's has been brilliant. He's been here whenever he can, all the time. He's virtually lived here for 4 days, so I can't complain with him. But when you've got electrical problems, electrical faults, you can't find them. Anyway, back to the horizon. Sorry, back to the horizon plot. 6 tonne a hectare here, fairly consistent at the minute. This is. Let's just scroll out on here. There we go. Just remember, yellow and green, if we ever get any green, is better yielding. Orange is not so good, and deep red is even worse. So you've got the yield top left, field average also left, but they're right at 4.9. Don't look at the moisture of the crop, because the moisture sensor in this combine is not calibrated. We calibrate it and it doesn't seem to last more than a day, and it goes out of calibration, so we don't bother with it because we record everything in the weighbridge at the farm. Interesting looking at all these plots. You've got this side of the field, quite a lot of them are yellow, which shows they're better yielding, and they're going worse as we get across the field. I will get a soil map up, sand, silt and clay map up for this next weekend, and show you where the zones are. And when we've got this field finished, you'll see these strips. The only thing with this is, because Michael on the other class combine hasn't got this set up, we won't be able to see the whole field in stripes like we normally do. You've been watching my videos, because if Ruben had done this with our combine, done the whole field, you'd have had the whole field coloured. So that's why we're only going to have some gaps, which is unfortunate, but it does just show how good this system is. Back to the yield top left. Yeah, we're only down to 3.4 tonne a hectare now. So Caroline, last field of wheat you're in 11.05% moisture. Yeah, we were about there when we finished earlier on today. Yeah, not sure why the top end of the field's so poor. As I said, I'll get the sand, silt and clay maps up and show you. Generally, the field, when you're working, everything's fairly consistent. Just showing you neighbour working there. That's it, into the headland. That's another one done. God, it's rough without suspended tracks. Neighbours in the distance there. So we're going to run back down here, back to the end. And there's Michael. So the combine is so rough, I'm having a job to read the messages as they come up on the screens. I can't hold my phone thing. One just came up, what do I think of the output of something, but I couldn't see it properly. Yep, Philip, I think our next combine will definitely be having suspended tracks. Just it shakes to bits when you're going across rough ground like this. Yeah, just looking at that data. Actually, I'll wait till we get to the end. so it's blurred through the window. We're waiting for a trailer now for a bit, so I'll sign off for now and come back in 10 minutes.